straight after my master's degree, earning $145,000. I felt I was successful in my life. I could even get a raise if I performed better. Yes, I did. My next target was $160,000. I thought the more and more money I get, I would find more freedom in my life. But now I know that's not true. An hour of commuting to work for 10 to 12 hours, another hour from the office to home, then dinner and sleep. Repeat the same thing over and over again. I was playing my own Truman's Show. I love spending time with no stress. The feeling of not having to worry about anything, that's amazing. The only time I had with myself is when taking a shower and preparing my dinner after the long day of work. Some days, if the projects are near the deadlines, I had to work straight after my dinner until midnight. Then get some sleep and go back to work the next day. When we were struggling with time to implement a software feature, we worked until 9 or 10 p.m. in the office. It's not just me, it's my whole team. We all felt the job controls more than 85% of our lives. There were days I really hate going into the office, knowing my manager definitely asked us to stay late to complete a project. I always knew I don't deserve this. I wanted to have a better life. I just want to let you know if you are also feeling this every day, although that is what you think everyone does or the people around you advise, it doesn't need to be in that way. I will share with you my experience of how I finally understood this and picked a different path to find true happiness in my life. Had I not made the decision to quit my job, I would have followed the same routine for this many years. Maybe I might have ended up becoming mentally unstable or stressed with lots of money in my bank account. Sometimes I look back on my life and think how many years I have wasted and being stuck in a job I wasn't quite enjoying. You are always replaceable. No matter how hard you work or how good you are, the day you stopped showing these skills, your company will find someone else to replace you. I'm going to travel back in time and tell you my story of how I realized this. This may be one of your stories too. It is very dangerous to travel back in time. We have to stick with 2 rules if we want to come back home safely. There are allanthropes placed to avoid any time anomalies. If I landed on one of them, I will be punished and placed on my current timeline and won't be able to travel back in time again. So I need to make sure I will not get close to these allanthropes no matter what. The other important thing is, once I jump back to a different timeline, I cannot stay any longer than 60 seconds on that specific time frame. So I'm taking my watch to keep track of this time. Okay, that's all. Let's make our first jump to the year 2014. This was when I was studying for my master's degree. I think this was my final exam. I need to set the time coordinates in my time cube. I think I'm ready. Phew, that worked. This is me, studying for my final exam. I still remember how excited I was to complete all my assignments and get good grades for my final year exam. So, this is it, my final semester exam. Once I graduate with my master's degree, I can get a job that pays me a high salary. Thereafter, my life will be awesome. I can buy a vehicle, I can get a house, and I can travel all over the world where I always dreamed about. I can literally do whatever I want in my life. I was literally dreaming while I was studying. You can see it. Oh, our time is running out. Let's jump back and talk about what happens after my final year exam. As expected, I graduated with good grades from the university. I was so happy and genuinely proud of myself for coming alone to a foreign country, earning all my expenses, including the money I needed for my studies, and now completed my first milestone, graduating from one of the best universities in the world. An accomplishment. Let me set my coordinates to jump to the timeline where I got my highly paid job as a software developer. I was so lucky that I got this job straight after my graduation. You will see how excited I was reading that job offer email. I'm all set. Let's go. See, I was so excited about getting my highest paid job. I felt like I achieved it. I achieved my target. Here, I was going through my job offer and getting ready to sign the contract. Dreaming about my first salary and what should I do with it. There's a lot of targets I had, and then now I achieved it. Now I don't know what to do. Really excited. This is where I started my red race. Time's up. The first few months of the job was so good and so hard. I had to learn lots of skills to get me going with client projects. But it was fun. I made a good team and we are all of a similar age. I was with lots of energy that I wasn't thinking about anything else, but rather putting all my effort into the job. After the first year, I got promoted and moved to the senior level. Then I got more responsibilities and I had to work longer hours. Then our company recruited new junior positions and they were straight out from the university, like me back in 2 years ago. There was a multi-talented person among them and his name was Michael. Michael worked so hard. Maybe he didn't have a personal life after all. I remember most of the days he started around 7 a.m. in the morning and worked till 8 p.m. You won't believe me, by the time he completed his probation period, he was already managing multiple projects in the company. Everyone knew him. He was so popular. One day, Michael was seriously sick and doctors recommended he rest for a few months. Not sure this happened because of the stress from work or his personal problem. We never knew. A few months passed and he didn't show up for work. Later we found out the company is going to recruit someone to replace him. This hit me like a strike. I started thinking one day this could happen to me too. This company is not going to stop just because someone is not there. If they cannot get what I am giving now, they will easily replace me with someone else. No matter how good I am or how many skills I have or experience I have today, my team, my manager will work with someone else instead of me. That's the exact thing that happened to Michael's team. A few months later, my friends and I were going to go on a trip to Europe. I still remember putting my leave application in that morning. I applied for 3 weeks of annual leave. A week passed and nothing happened. Haven't heard anything about my request. Okay, my manager must be busy and I should give him some more time. Then one day, I got an email saying my leaves are rejected. I went to my manager and asked him what's the reason. I haven't been taking long holidays for the past 2 years and I explained to him I needed a break. What he said to me is still stuck in my ears, also in my brain. He told me, "Teddy, we have to finish these projects by next month and I cannot approve your leaves until we finalize them." I came home that day not knowing what I should tell my friend. I was thinking, is this what I always dreamed about? Is this a life I wanted? That's the day I realized money is just a bait I was given so my company can own me. They control my life, they control my emotions and freedom. It's not different than I am in the prison operating on a schedule. I have to wake up at this time, I can only eat by this time, allocating an hour to talk with other prisoners, need to sleep at a specific time. Even though I knew about what a rat race is, I really felt the dark side of it and how toxic this is to my life. Okay. Let's jump back to the year 2018. This is when I started realizing the meaning of all this. Jumping back in time in the most recent 5 years is dangerous as the allanthropes are quite fresh and very sensitive to time anomalies. Setting my coordinates now.
Oh no, they got me this time!
Okay, that was unexpected. I lost my time travel ability. but I want to finish my story. Although I wanted to quit my job, I was so scared to lose my monthly salary. I knew I couldn't afford to lose it, so I started planning my escape. After lots of days thinking about this, I finally decided I cannot just quit, but I have to change my job. You might also be stuck in one of these timelines now. Take some time to think about where is the end of this race. Will you end up happy after 10-20 years if you proceed like this? Or maybe you want to put an end to this and start a new life by doing what you like. Wake up every morning with creative and happy ideas to make your life and others' lives more beautiful. Money is what this is all about. We work like dogs for this. Money is not happiness, but it can buy lots of things that gives us happiness. And we are the ones who decide what makes us happy. If we don't decide, money will control our lives and put us in situations where it is too late for us to make decisions. Now, I'm working in a totally different job. Why I like this job is I don't have to stress anymore. I love waking up Monday mornings because now I only work from 9 to 5 and thereafter I'm free. Of course, I get a lower salary than in my previous job, but the freedom and the time I have is invaluable to me and for my future plans. I have lots of free time to work on my investments and to start working on my side businesses. My final goal is to get my side income to where I can cover my living expenses, so I can truly quit my 9 to 5 job, which will save me a tremendous amount of time. So the most important lesson that took me a few years to realize is as long as you work for someone else and the more and more salary you're getting from them, that means they own more and more of your life. The salary package is the cheese offers to catch a mice. What happens to the mice after that is no longer him to decide, but to the person who catches him. The decision to make which role you want to play is up to you. The day you will understand this will change your life. The way you think about money will be so different and you will understand what living really means. This is why I started this channel and teaching people how to manage their personal finance and get the freedom they deserve. My name is Teddy Pereira. I teach people about financial freedom and passive income. You can watch this video next where I talk about how to start investing money that will give you passive income. Make sure you start putting this into action as soon as possible. Until we meet again, peace.